Hey, what's up everybody? So on this video, I'm gonna be walking through my Garmin Livescope ice fishing setup. This has to be one of my most valuable tools out on the hard water. And after a whole season of using this setup, there's not much I would change on it. So check it out, I'm gonna walk you through it. And just a heads up, I'm gonna leave all the parts and pieces down in the details below. So check it out. So first off, the head unit I'm using is the Garmin Echo93svPlus. This isn't the UHD model, it's the little bit older model, but LiveScope works great on it. I have no complaints about it. It's the perfect size. It's not too big, not too small, carrying it around in the hard water. So this is probably one piece that I'll upgrade eventually, but LiveScope works amazing on it and I have no complaints about it. So to make this all work with the LiveScope, you're gonna need the black box, the GLS10, and then you're gonna need the transducer, the LVS32. So to put everything together, I am using the Summit Garmin Livescope Shuttle. This fits the 93SV perfectly. The black box mounts perfectly on the back, and altogether it can hold a pretty decent sized battery down below. And to carry all this, I am using this Clam Flasher Bag Deluxe. There is a Summit Shuttle bag out there, but a few years back, I just had a great deal on this bag and just couldn't pass it up. So it fits everything perfectly in there. So for a power source, I am using the Milwaukee M18 8 amp hour battery. This battery has been flawless for me. It can handle the cold very well. I usually like to run my LiveScope at full power and I carry a bunch of batteries with me. So the 8 amp hour battery gives me about 6 to 8 hours of battery life. So one thing to keep in mind is that make sure you buy an 18 volt adapter. The Milwaukee power source does not give off enough voltage and will not power up this unit. Next, one of the most important pieces of the puzzle is the pole. I just do not like DIY setups. It's just so cumbersome, but this Summit LiveScope pole is amazing. It's nice and lightweight and it works perfectly out on the hard water. I did go with the shorter version, the 18 to 36 inch model. It's just way easier to pack in and pack out on the hard water. And I don't use this pole for the open water. So it just made sense to go with the shorter stick. So another nice thing about this pole, it does come with the transducer mount right there. And I just love that it's quick pin release. I just pull this pin and the stick is off, the transducer is loose, and I can go ahead and just stick it inside the bag. But one thing to keep in mind, bring extra pins. I've dropped one or two in the water before and it sucks because you can't hold that transducer on that pole anymore. So another accessory that I really like are these cable management clips made by Precision Fishing Design. It's just really nice. It rotates really nicely around the pole when you got a surge, but when it's time to go home, it's really easy to pop it off and take off the transducer and store everything in the bag. All right, so another accessory that I really like is this Summit transducer cover. It's really easy popping it on and off, and it's just nice to have something that's protecting this super expensive transducer. I have seen other models of this cover, but the models with Velcro is just not my kind of thing. When it comes to Velcro and ice fishing, it's just sometimes it just doesn't stay on, so I really like this style better. So initially I was planning to use this pole arm for the Summit Shuttle, but I just didn't like it. When there wasn't a hole, you couldn't really set the unit down, or else the stick would be touching the ground. So I just converted it to a GoPro mount just so I could hook my GoPro and camera on there. So overall, this unit comes in around 20 pounds. I know it's definitely heavier than your traditional flashers, but when it comes to finding fish, this unit can't be beat. It's just way more efficient out there. And also, I don't know about you guys, but watching the lines on a flasher is nothing compared to watching a fish hit your lure on the Garmin LiveScope. So now that you kind of know all the different little pieces, I'm just gonna walk you through how this unit is built. You can kind of see the insides. Okay, so the Summit Shuttle will come in a bunch of pieces, but there will be instructions on how to set it up. But anyways, I added this arm here. This is for the transducer arm, but I converted it to hold my GoPro. This is another mod just to hold my GoPro when I'm filming. So anyways, the first piece is down below here. I bought this 18-volt adapter for my Milwaukee battery. It's just screwed on to a 1x1 that's screwed onto the shuttle here. And then these cords right here is the LiveScope power cables. Pretty much it's a dual port that goes into the black box and a port that goes into the head unit. And then it'll all come back to this little switch here that will then go to the power source. All right, so for this next part, I'm gonna go ahead and put the bracket for the head unit on. Make sure the curved side is towards the back because it has this little opening here that will help the cable feed through. So the holes should line up on top there. There should be already pre-drilled holes, but I did go to the hardware store, pick up some stainless steel screws, some lock washers, and some wing nuts. So go ahead and mount that on there. Okay, once you have the bracket on, I'm gonna go ahead and attach the black box. I already have some screws on here. Just gotta hook the black box in. So a lot of people sometimes will mount it downwards because of the screw holes and how it's bigger on the bottom and smaller top so it locks on. But I prefer to actually have it where the cables are sticking up. I feel like it's less likely to get damaged when it's sticking up instead of sitting on the bottom here. So I actually just hook it on and just screw it on. All right, so once you get all the screws in there, I just like to push it up and just screw it in tight. Okay, so I'm just gonna plug in the head unit and plug everything in just so I can get a good feel of if the cord's in the right spot or if I need to wrap it in a little tighter. So go ahead, throw the head unit in and go ahead and plug it in. All right, got the power cable in. So now I'm gonna get the network cable in there. This is where you kind of gotta play to kind of figure out what's gonna make it fit the best. I just wrapped it around the black unit. All right, once you got the network cable in, go ahead and plug the LiveScope transducer. I wish Garmin would have had a shorter version or like a short cable and then an adapter for a longer option, but this cable is pretty long, so it takes up a lot of the space. This is where it's nice to have some Velcro so you can manage the cable and really keep it in there. So with this extra added cable protector, it makes it extra bulky, but you know, I'll take bulk over damaging the cable any day. I wrapped it a few times like this because I'm never gonna really need all of this cable. And then I started wrapping around the handle here. All right, I'll leave about 1 or 2 feet and just let it hang out. But I'm gonna go ahead and Velcro this down here as well. All right, all you gotta do is plug in the battery and we should be good to go. All right, so once you make sure everything works, go ahead and grab your Clam bag and strap it in there. There we go. Now we're good to go. All right, tuck that cable in. Grab your reducer protector, drop it in there. Tuck the cable in. her up, and there she is, all in one piece. Overall, there's not much more I would change on this Garmin Livescope setup, but one thing is for sure, I don't think I can ever go back to a traditional flasher. The Garmin Livescope is just way more efficient out in the hard water, and it's just way more fun to watch fish. So anyways, I hope this video helps you build your Garmin Livescope, and if you do have questions, please feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to help. So anyways, I hope you guys have a great ice fishing season. Stay safe, and thank you all for watching.